Some districts, meantime, in North Carolina also not requiring masks when they return Monday. That includes Avery and Ashe counties. And then on Wednesday, Mecklenburg Area Catholic Schools will be back in the classroom without masks. Some parents totally comfortable with that, while others are concerned their child will be put at risk. So what's the best way to protect your child inside the classroom? WCNC Charlotte's Ashley Daly spoke with a leading pediatric infectious disease doctor at Atrium Health to find out, and she joins us live with what she's learned. Ashley.
Hey, Vanessa. Yeah, you know, one of the questions we've heard most from parents as it relates to kids going back to mask optional schools is if they put their child in a mask, send them into school, but maybe none of the other kids in their child's classroom is wearing one, will it even do anything? Will it offer them protection? Well, that's just one of the questions we asked today, and so much more. At the beginning of the pandemic, children accounted for about 1% of all cases. But over the last 2 weeks, doctors say those numbers have spiked, saying children now make up more than 20% of all COVID cases.
Nationally, in the last 2 weeks, we have seen an 80% increase in the number of cases in children.
A spike that's come right as kids head back to school, many without masks. So today we asked one of Atrium Health's leading pediatric infectious disease doctors, Dr. Amina Ahmed, how parents can best protect their children. One big question is it still worthwhile to send your child to school in a mask, even though none of his classmates may be wearing one? Dr. Ahmed says yes.
It's definitely protecting them from COVID. It's also protecting them from other viruses. And here's the problem. This year, if your child gets another virus and they get a fever, now you got to get tested for COVID. Now your family's in quarantine.
She says spread most likely to occur in school cafeterias where there's zero masking.
So if you can stress one thing to your child or to the school, is trying to separate these kids out when they're eating.
She says parents should also stress to their kids the importance of washing hands, especially before lunch.
Just wash your hands before you eat, because when you eat, it's when you're putting what's on your hands in your mouth.
And once home from school, she said kids should immediately wash their hands again, but says there's no need to remove clothing or to wipe everything down.
We all did this at the beginning of the pandemic, right? Like when I came home from work, I actually took everything off in the garage. I was very worried about it. But now we know that fomites, meaning solid materials that you touch, are less likely to spread as long as you wash your hands.
A little help to help ease our kids into another school year filled with uncertainty. And as it's been recommended throughout this entire pandemic, doctors just encouraging parents to talk to your children, communicate with them about these safety procedures and policies, and explain why you may feel comfortable with them having a mask on while they're in the classroom. They say it will help everyone in the long run. But again, as you just heard, doctors do say having your child wear a mask is their best protection, regardless if it's a mask optional school or not. Reporting live in Charlotte, Ashe Daly, WCNC Charlotte.
Ashley, thank you for those insights.